Alright guys, I have no idea how well this is going to work, but I just really feel like giving it a shot because I haven't cast anything in like fucking forever. Hopefully it works somewhat close to acceptably, and forgive me if this is just complete shit, but I gotta try something because there's no other way for me to get content out there right now, and I'm kind of sad about that. This is a Cycle 7 round of 16 match. You may notice that a lot of things are different right now. And one of them being the overlays look a little different, and that's because I have switched to a new computer, which is also why I'm streaming in full HD. So before I used to stream in 1680 by 1050, now I'm doing it in 1920 by 1080. So for those of you with true widescreen monitors, I'm sure you'll appreciate that. Now the downside is I'm streaming off a laptop, which has a shittier inbuilt mic. It also means that I've had to use some interesting workarounds to make sure that you're not hearing the speaker sounds coming through my speakers and then through my laptop microphone. So I can't hear any of the game sounds. You can, which is great, but hopefully that won't be too big of a problem as we progress through this game, the fact that I can't hear shit. My guess is it will be, because I won't know spells and stuff like that. I don't know. Who knows? Sound is a big part of this game, and not having it could be a problem. So we'll see how quickly that can get fixed. In the meantime, I'm sort of going to have to live with this mediocre setup, and you'll also notice that this game was not streamed on Twitch. Well, maybe you won't notice that, but some of you probably have, and that's because the internet at my new apartment where I've moved is not sufficient to stream. My upload caps out at around 3/4 megabyte. I'm used to streaming at about 2.5 times that bitrate. So, yeah. A lot of things bad. Unfortunately, not too many things good. Really, the only thing is the 1080p screen. But shit, we got HoN going on, man. Like I said before, this is the Cycle 7 round of 16. I forgot to hide my mouse. Let me do that really fast.
Lodestone.
I just don't like having it, so I feel like it's a distraction. It's moving around and stuff like that for you guys. It's not necessary, but anyway, we're well into this game. We've got Team Don't Care taking on Zenzyg in the round of 16 for Gold Division. Obviously, this game was played nearly 2 months ago, and that's how far behind I am on casting things with any sort of timeliness. But two teams with actually some pretty decent players. You'll see, funnily enough, a DoCa tag on the Hellborn team, with Ro16 tagged up as that team, but the Legion side, Time to Die, Drogan, Zafrente, and now all player names that you should recognize if you're well versed in some of the mid-tier of HoN. And if you've been watching a lot of Gold Division coverage, these are players we've seen before and have done quite well. Time to Die has in fact bounced around into into Diamond Division a couple of times, and I think he is one of the better players in the scene right now. So we'll see how his team works out. They're going to be posed by the leader of Team Wazo. I Love Sonya, I'm a Cake Predictable, and Ramate, another team that we've seen every so often, and some players we've seen before as well. So slightly favoring Don't Care here in this series, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Zenzyg put up a good fight and perhaps even take it. The first couple of bands are Parasite and Swiftblade. Obviously, as we are well into the drafting phase, since I was getting stuff set up. Kraken and Ravener have also been taken out by Wazo, so pretty typical bands. Nothing hugely surprising. The only one out of all those that's a little strange is Ravener, but we've seen some pretty good Ravener, actually. Some carry potential of that hero, and not hugely surprising that he would be taken out after the 3.6 balance patch really gave him a lot of utility. He's able to keep his charges up longer, and if he can continue to attack things, it's not unreasonable for him to maintain that a team fight, and then through farming the jungle, and then through a team fight, which makes him a hero that doesn't need to snowball within a team fight. He can go into a team fight already snowballed, and that makes a huge difference for that hero, because without it, he can easily get killed before he can really do any damage, and now he's actually a threat. But as far as heroes that have actually been selected, Bloodhunter, Rhapsody, Prisoner, Lodestone, and Ophelia will round out the Legion side's lineup. Hellborn going to go with Magnus, Pyromancer, Midas, Silhouette, and one more hero. As the second stage of bands was Puppet Master, Tempest, and Bubbles for time. Pretty good variation there. A Carry, a Jungle, and a Suicide Initiator. Dr. Repulsor, Dark Lady, and Malakin getting taken out by Wazo, so definitely much more focused on these short laners, which made sense. to some degree. He hadn't picked his own up yet in Silhouette, so a little bit risky if the Legion side had first picked that coming out of the second banning stage. That might have been a bit of a problem for the Hellborn team, but they got a hero that presumably they will be comfortable with. Meanwhile, the Legion side picked a Bloodhunter as their target hero. As you may know, I'm not a huge fan of Bloodhunter in general. I feel like a hero that just doesn't do a lot. He's a good snowballer and a solid early mid-game carry, but he basically forces you to end the game before about half an hour because he just isn't going to do all that much as the game progresses. We've seen him be successful, I believe, 1 time, maybe 2 times in Diamond Division, and that's just not enough to me. And okay, is this replay fucked up? Is my combat fucked up? It totally is. Nope, it's not. Never mind. It's just, wow, that's an interestingly hugely long load, so hopefully you guys didn't actually see how long this game took. There we go. So I also have different overlays right here, as you'll notice. They're very basic and sparse and boring, but oh well. Cultivation 7 round of 16, and all the necessary information. Anyway, the Hellborn team finished off their draft with the Solstice pick, so they will be running a jungle against the Legion side's Ophelia. This will be a double jungle strat then, and I approve of that in general. I feel like that's stronger than the dual support strat. Insania did disagree with that assessment for a little while, and actually you could see it pretty consistently in his selections when it came to cycle 7. Salop was playing mostly second support, but actually they switched up that strategy in cycle 8 and went for all jungles in a sweep of cycle 8 for Sinky Sports. So now that I've spoiled that, for those of you who for some reason don't know it, anyway, point is jungle heroes are strong. We actually have a 5-on-5 clash right here. We'll see if anybody dies. Magnus level 1 stun obviously is very short range, but we're trying to escape it by running up, and that's really the only way he was getting out of this. He's probably going to be okay. In a little bit of trouble, but Magnus was just unable to find the distance to pick off a Lava Surge. Now, if they had gotten that, it would not have been surprising for them to have had the follow-up to actually finish off the kill right there, but unfortunately they need the initiation before they can really commit to a kill. Solstice could have skilled his stun, but then that would have left him a little bit more difficult to farm the woods without having Solar Slash. So choosing the safe route, he will in fact just go to the jungle and pick up his 3rd skill, his E right there, which allows him to farm the woods. So middle lane, we're going to be seeing Prisoner going up against Magnus and Pyromancer. In fact, Rhapsody will be getting Prisoner right here, so DoCa's lane in mid is going to be quite strong. Switch this. Prisoner, obviously a very powerful hero when it comes to playing against Magnus. His Shackle will stop both the Lava Surge and the Steam Bath, essentially, as it will reveal Magnus while he's inside of the Steam Bath and prevent him from Lava Surging entirely. So these 2 heroes on the Legion side have plenty of kill potential, but that does go for the Hellborn team as well. And the double stun right there, and lots of burst coming out from Pyro as well. So wouldn't be surprising to see either team pick up a kill on the other one. I do still slightly favor Prisoner and Rhapsody as before, especially if they can get that hook off. The initiation potential of it is just so strong, and the Shackle can be relatively easy kills for them as long as a friend they can also hit those ones. I expect that he can. Bottom lane, it will be Bloodhunter, and he'll be taking on a Suicide Midas right here. So, not a hero we see tons of, and not a hero we've seen have a ton of success either. Obviously, lots of force potential, and did get a significant change in the 3.6 balance pack, as he now hits for a lot of extra damage for heroes that are transmuted, up to 120 bonus base damage at level 3. And of course he gets his ultimate a lot quicker than most other heroes do, so we'll be accessing that extra damage pretty damn soon. Now the problem is, this is a hero that does need to snowball at least a little bit, and up against a Bloodhunter he's going to have some difficulty because of that silence you can see right there. His right clicks just don't do very much, even with blood crazy on him, and having the silence so that he can't use his spell, can't activate the transmute, and therefore the extra damage basically destroys him. So Bloodhunter's like, I silence you, yeah, I give you extra damage, but I actually prevent you from getting extra damage in your ultimate, and in the end ends up in the middle lane. It's going to be the initiation onto Prisoner. He might actually die. No, he's going to be able to get up. The auto attack miss from Pyro. I don't think it was going to kill him anyway. And the nice initiation right there from Hellborn team allows them to get some good damage, but just barely unable to finish off the Prisoner. He is quite tanky early on, of course. We'll see if that allows them to take some control of this lane, as they are much better off in terms of region and overall health and mana remaining. While Prisoner is sort of being forced to sit back under his tower and hide there if he wants to CS. So still no Bloodlust, just about 3 minutes in. Not a huge surprise because we do have a double jungle strap, so that tends to be a little bit less aggressive, especially considering Ophelia and Solstice aren't usually like level 1, level 3 aggressive heroes like, say, a Parasite might be. Top lane is going to be Lodestone going up against Silhouette. Silhouette should be winning this lane. She's at 240 gold per minute, and Lodestone currently at 200, so Lodestone's actually not doing that badly at all. Definitely Silhouette should be doing better than this. Lodestone is difficult here to force it to play.
Locked in place!
Rocket Drill looks like. As he's pretty far out of mana now. Silhouette's like, guess what? I can return this and do a lot of damage. He's going to make this a kill after the Bloodlust for time to die right there, so he sacrifices himself. But he gets the kill and the experience. Predictable still picks the counter to the middle lane. We're actually going to see a kill onto Wazo on that Magnus. Let's go back and look at it right here. Pretty easy death right there. Ophelia comes in for a little bit of assistance, but not hugely necessary. And once he uses the power of Prisoner up against a Magnus, just absolutely destroys that lane. So here's a DoCa taking a pretty good engagement in both the top and middle lane as they trade 1-for-1 against the team short laner. Always a good thing. And middle lane will get a free pick on the opposing initiator is now 1700 GPM, so could be some potential issues for this Hellborn team as far as initiation goes. The only one who's really having even a decent time is middle lane. They're going to jump on top of this person actually. Stuns coming out and he's going to die. As there is very nice coordination right there. Solstice coming out the back end. And they realize that they do have enough lockdown to kill the prisoner, so they take advantage of the opportunity to get that kill. Well played. But as I said, nobody really farming all that well, really in the game. Now, on that Blood on the bottom lane, the only hero over 300 GPM and 280 on that Silhouette at the top lane. Well, looks like Midas is going to be falling right here. World Sense is activated, so know exactly where he is. Not going to be very helpful if Ilo of Sonya gets picked off. His Elemental Warp had just come off cooldown, so unfortunately unable to get it back and teleport away. But my guess is he would have died anyway, as he was sighted by the Bloodlust. So perhaps could have lived a little bit longer, but eventually he was going to fall. And it's going to be that 3-2 hero kill advantage here for DoCa. So, about 5 minutes in, we have finally seen some action, but again, top lane time, 280 GPM, working out that Bloodlust kill, very helpful. He's actually out farming that solo Silhouette, and this is not a lane that Lodestone should be winning, in my opinion. He just should be able to get forced out by that relentless salvo from Silhouette, and she apparently either has not been doing enough to harass him, or he's just been able to keep it up. I don't know if he was full regen. I can check, I really should have, but I'm ignorant. And he's actually been able to maintain lane control as well. As every single time I've looked up here, he's been close to his tower. It's a pretty impressive feat because it's quite critical to his ability to stay in this lane, stay alive, and continuously pressure the Silhouette. Important reason why they're doing so well in that top lane. But the overall golden experience lane actually is barely in favor of Legion side, sub 1000 GPM. Or gold advantage and some 500 experience advantage. So, despite the fact that Silhouette's not doing all that well and Lodestone is doing pretty well, they're really actually not doing quite as well. They're this kill on ground quite easily. The Pyromancer is about to take that kill. Meanwhile, Magnus gets jumped, but he gets the steam bath off before Shackle comes through. Now he's just going to leave, as they have no other way to lock him down. Ophelia going to the party, get back in. Slows there, but got the stun combos, and that's going to be a second kill. If Solstice can get out of this, my guess is he's going to be able to dodge and hook and yes, he will. Not all that hard. Here comes Bloodhound with everything else. Gets the hammer done back. That's going to be a kill. And Wazo has no chance of getting out. Now they're trying to dive. It's onto Midas. And we'll see if they can get kills on either of these heroes. The suspicion is that they can't. Ironman's going down pretty well. One of them is going to go back up. He will get it. He's going to Midas. But he realizes very quickly that he actually does not want to get that. He's just taking a little bit too much tower damage. Going to go back in though as he's got the health potion back up. He's just continuously auto-attacking Midas. He actually is going to get away now thanks to a well-timed stun from Solstice.
I make this shit look easy!
And picks up the kill. All of a sudden Solstice might be in trouble. This Bloodhunter is just trying to go on everybody. It's a hat trick for Noah. He picks up a 4-0 and 0 score. Nearly 500 gold minute thanks to all those hero kills. Just absolutely no response from the Hellborn team when it came to trying to protect that Pyromancer and Midas. If you had seen Solstice come in a little bit earlier, it's very possible that they're turning that around at Blood Hunter. If Silhouette had ported to this middle lane, that would have been huge. They would have gotten a counter kill on a Blood Hunter as they were just continuously really low, but no TP on Silhouette, and that's just really unacceptable, to be honest. Middle lane Raps is going to get jumped here, but the Fire Manager is going to miss, so she will be just fine, able to escape the safety of the tower. And it'll be Prisoner backing up this lane and just continuing to grab some CS. So HoN team decided to be a bit aggressive here, but Magnus is going to miss a stun, and this is really not the thing to be doing. Like, if you're going to take these engagements, you need to get kills out of them. If you're going to bring 3 or 4 heroes to the middle lane, you cannot waste their time like that. It's going to be a serious problem, as now Midas is not contesting the Blood Hunter in the bottom lane. He really can't, so I understand why. But they need to capitalize right here. Midas actually going to get caught out. They're going to help finish him off. Didn't even get the second stun in, but it was plenty of damage. Rosen on that Raps to pick up the kill, and it's 7-4 now in favor of Don't Care. So things going pretty badly for the guys on Team Zenzyg. All of a sudden, Prisoner perhaps looking for a hook on Pyromancer, but can't find a top lane. Instead, it's time to die. Against that Silhouette, and once again getting a kill. So predictable, not only being a little bit too static, but head smash and you're dead. So
Ursa has gone kinetic.
I mean, if you're not going to be mobile and help your team out like you probably really should have in that middle lane, and you would see Diamond teams rotate that way. You would see carry players move around the map, because getting early kills and snowballing in HoN right now is so important. If you can win the laning phase, you can win the game very quickly. That's what a lot of the teams do. If you really want to shut down this 100, the option is going to go off, and now you're not getting that. Finally, so addressing that Blood Hunter, preventing him from snowballing at least a little bit, obviously quite critical, but still not enough, I don't think, to really back in this game. Pretty easily get that last auto attack. Did not miss, but I don't think it really mattered. Prisoner probably just chased her down and got one. Lodestone got teleports, and he made space actually, so not all that interesting. But we're approaching 10 minutes in here, and got about a 2k gold lead for the Legion's side, 2.5k gold, or 2.5k experience, excuse me. And we'll see how the items are shaping up. One thing I want to note right now, Silhouette going for Ghost Marchers. It's a little bit of an iffy decision to me. I don't necessarily hate it, but in general, middle lane, it's going to be Rhapsody. She's getting first. Miles and Ansel are not. Prisoner perhaps going to look for a counter kill, but can't find one as they get out of hook range. Top lane running the face down the Silhouette with the
It bring good fortune.
So she ends up taking yet another back. 1-3-0. And I just kind of wonder, okay, there's this word of sight right here that definitely saw that Blood Hunter coming, because as long as he ported the tower or ran by it, which is pretty much the only way he could have gotten up there, Silhouette definitely should have seen it coming. So initially I was going to say, well, I don't think I'm progressing for him, but upon revision, I just think Predictable's having a bit of a risky game like this. And the ultimate coming out, gonna hit 2 heroes, and going right back in. Magnus just falling right here, yeah. Finally take down Prisoner. Lodestone, though, is looking for some blood. Midas is completely out of mana.
The Legion have overrun a hellborn FOB.
As the top tower goes down. Adamson was there, so like as a result, Time to Die still looking for some kills, but can't find anybody as they are too far gone.
The Legion have overrun a hellborn FOB.
Another good exchange to the Legion side, because they managed to take out 2 heroes as they lost their prisoner, as well as 2 towers, both bottom and top tower dying in their favor. So the overall gold swing is quite substantial. As a result of that fight, HoN team bringing way too many resources to the lane to be able to defend either top or bottom. And spending all those resources, getting only 1 kill, losing 2 heroes. Just continuously things going wrong here for the guys on Team Zenzyg, and Don't Care starting to open up a pretty good lead right now. Actually, he doesn't want to be here anymore, gets stunned out, and he will be falling. Now he's what's attacking. He's so bad for one attack. No, Midas misses the thing, and he's going to get chased and killed by Solstice, and he will finally kill now. Meanwhile, middle lane, it is the Magnus that goes. Does so much damage to that Magnus, who is at currently 1,000 health, but as much as 400 damage, 120 max damage. So that's nearly half of his health right there. It's not bad. It's a pretty good amount of distance that you can put between heroes' maximum health and their deadness. Anyway, Lodestone finish off Steam Boots right here. We'll pick up the Apprentice Robe as well. And he dropped it, so that was about. But anyway, Rhapsody sitting on a bottle and boots. Presumably the bottle was pulled to her by the prisoner. And I would guess that she will be giving that back. I'm trying to go for some initiation on Scan Electro and Lava Surge both miss. And that's fine. Well, inside feeling like they want to take one more tier 1 tower to complete their collection, and it looks like they shouldn't have too much difficulty doing that. Corruption is available for Magnus, so I'd like to see him charge one up right here and go in for it. I have to get pulling him on the help one side.
Sit down, son!
Yeah, the hemorrhage and silence. So let's just sit there on
Sit down, son! You need control!
The whisper to it. I feel like there's
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
Won't fall, so prisoner picking up the portal key as they take out their third tower. And he's currently at 375 to a pull per minute, nearly 500 GPM for Blood Hunter, and everything coming up don't care.
You need control!
To push, feeling like they're not opposed at all. Magnus really wants to open up. They'll try to do so. He can stop the half of the just at the end of that. Solstice ultimate though, hitting 4 heroes. That's going to do a lot. And we'll see if Silhouette can get anything done though. The Legion side is finally retreating. Sometimes it hits, and it will be the 1 kill onto Ophelia. Prisoner's going to be in a lot of trouble. Solstice is chasing him, slowing him down. Ultimate going to come through as well. They're not going to get this kill. 2 in fact in favor of DoCa. Prisoner's still trying to get away. Might use his spells. Pyramids in fact, finally the Prisoner will be falling. Solstice getting placed down as 2 heroes in here in Blood Hunter and Goldstone. Hemorrhage goes through and Solstice is going to fall. Midas is next on the list. Rock kill right there as he's doing this combo. Gina and Lava Surge though.
Just get
started. It's not going to matter. Midas is still falling.
Tasty!
Magnus coming back of course as a result of the respawn. So in that fight, I want to say the Legion side killed maybe 6 or 7 Hellborn heroes. Killing them, they're coming back, respawning, coming back into the fight, and again, dying again. So just in general, everything going poorly for his team Zenzyg right now, as they're down 20 to 11 and hero kills, nearly 10,000 gold at just 14.5 minutes into the game. And you have to be really concerned about their position. 250 GPM on the Silhouette. The Solstice is the only hero that's doing well at all with 315 gold unit, which is fine if you have a Magnus that's at 300 GPM.
You cannot escape justice!
Silhouette is at 450 or something like that. Magnus is pulling out right here, he will be falling as well. Also down at 200 GPM, and again, it's the problem of initiation here. We have Midas potential initiator, Magnus potential initiator, Solstice potential initiator, but somebody needs to do damage as well. Right now they just don't have the damage output, so even if you're forced to use Solstice as an initiator right now, which they pretty much are, because he's the only one that can do much of anything, you're not going to have too much follow-up in terms of damage from Midas or Magnus, because neither of them have portal keys. Silhouette is not going to do anything right now because it's just and because
you need control.
In either situation, I mean, the Hellborn side could potentially win a fight. They could potentially counter-initiate something with the Solstice. The problem is they just have the 1 hero basically, so it's a 1 versus 5. And what's he going to do? He's maybe going to get a kill, maybe 2 kills, and everybody's pulling everyone correctly, but there's no way for the Hellborn team to take 2 fights right now. The Legion side know that, and they're grouping up and pushing.
Next.
Except for the fact they're in the top lane. Good hemorrhage off and running away, gets the silence put on it. The Hellborn team's carry just continuously targeted by the Legion side as they realize, there's nothing that hero can do. She's up there in the top lane by herself, not enough vision, and unable to see people coming, unable to get help with that tower down.
Cannot escape justice! You need control!
Midas right there, that is. Didn't tell for a while. Magnus going to run away, and he should be just fine, as Solstice also going to escape. Series of events.
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
Tower. Continue to expand their resource advantage. I guess they're sorry, let's let's fuck with them for a while, see what happens. Astrolabe picked up there by Ophelia. She has a play to grief, so the expectation is that they should continue grouping up and pushing, as that has been their MO so far, and Astrolabe will only assist with that, so I like that pickup. Mock of Brilliance is a good choice on Blood Hunter, which is a little interesting to me. It's going to be a good portal key cancel, I suppose, at some point, but I'm going to have one key particularly close to portal keys. But I feel like he could probably do a little bit more with perhaps a Firebrand into a Searing Light, or even a Geometer Vein. I just don't think the Mock build is particularly effective. It is Prisoner by locking out Solstice, looking for some sort of initiation. There is a HoN Ward of Sight right here, but obviously it's not going to spot the Invis Prisoner. He's going to jump up on top of his Magnus, perhaps, as he has two allies coming in.
You cannot escape justice!
And there's no way that Magnus is taking this because he's on
Give up already!
Go onto Wazo right there, well executed and coordinated by the Don't Care team. Anyway, speaking of them and the rest of their items, Prisoner obviously with that portal key, Lodestone, similar thing, so their initiation potential is quite good at this point. Rhapsody sitting on just pretty typical items. It looks like she might be going for a push book, which is always useful, so no problem at all with the item builds in general, except for that mock-up Brilliance on the Blood Hunter, just kind of a TMM up build item now. He's got 560 GPM.
The Legion have overrun a Hellborn FOB.
I can't hate it too much just because, you know, it's pretty hard for them to fuck up this at this point with almost any item build. Realistically, he could probably go Codex and that would maybe even be better. I don't know. But it's going to be Midas with just boots because he was Suicide and has 185 GPM and a Ring of Sorcery. Will still hit there and actually be stunned from Pyrex who won't connect. Lock control in the wrong direction. He's still in a lot of trouble. He's being locked down and he will be killed. So his still rotation for kill is very good there. Pansy pincher and quite well with the micro. Not bad. And props to you, Ophelia. Hard hero play. Anyway, Magnus currently finishing off Steam and he is nowhere close to his ability. He is just like that Midas is 200 gold per minute. Obviously, Magnus needs that PK to really be effective, and with 8 deaths, he's not going to get it anytime soon. We're nearly 20 minutes into the game, and my estimation is at his current rate, he's not looking for 10 or 15 years. Because he absolutely Sanitarium, so that's pretty typical. And I like the selection as well, as that will allow him to do some damage, which is good because the rest of his team is not doing shit. As you can see from the charge right here, Solstice already on top, and that should continue as he has the Sanitarius and Solar going for the first item, Nullstone. That's okay, like, it's fine, it's not really great. It's going to prevent some stuff, but it's still not going to give her any damage. At this point, it's going to be half an hour, probably like 45 minutes before the Hellborn team has enough damage to complete these team fights, and are they going to last that long? Almost certainly not. So, yeah, I guess you get the Nullstone because what the fuck else are you going to get at the same time? Locked down by stun from Solstice and Magnus. That's going to be one good kill off the bat, so it's already split up. Has some mobility as a result. Here comes now on a Blood Hunter. Going away, stun from Pyrex. He will miss. And he has to go back away, but not before. Everything actually just so it just explodes. Midas turns away. Right back up as both Magnus and Pyromancer goes down. Midas I love Sony gets picked off. Solstice the only one to survive as he's hiding in the well. Hellborn calls a vote to concede, and that's
a valiant effort, Warriors.
At this point, so it will be a victory for the guys on Don't Care in this round of 16 match. They are going to go up 1-0, and that's obviously a good position to be in, as the last thing you want to be doing is dropping down 0-1 into the losers bracket for the gold division, because that puts you in danger of being demoted to silver for the next cycle. So Don't Care, off to a good start this cycle. We'll see if they can continue it. Definitely showed the ability to snowball. Lots of good coordination, and Team Zenzyg just had a really, really bad laning phase, and their heroes were pretty much dependent on at least 2 of them having a much better laning phase than they did, probably even 3 or more, because they just needed items. Like, this is a relatively greedy lineup in terms of item necessities, because you gotta get that relatively early portal key on Magnus. Solite needs a lot to get going, Solstice needs a lot to get going, and Midas is kind of iffy. Needs portal key, maybe not too much else, but definitely an item-dependent hero in the early game, because landing those combos without, you know, either some initiation from your team or a portal key is often very difficult. But anyway, that'll do it for game 1, as Don't Care takes it. So congrats to them. I will move on to game 2, but you can just, you know, hit the next VOD thing. So we'll see you guys in game 2.